Press the button
Button's
now.
been pressed, and we are now live. And so
What
welcome
up,
to
people?
our show, our top 5 Sam Neill movies that are not the Jurassic Park series. And this is kind of, we might be hoping to keep this short episode a little shorter if you guys have been following us all last weekend where we did the Green Zones live streams that went on for 12 hours a day, and some of us are not quite recovered from that.
Wimps. I was there for the whole thing.
Legend.
Yeah. Well, you can. Let's just say it's not anyone who can make an orc sing, and we'll be seeing orc it sounds like this weekend is.
Yeah, I think it'll be this weekend. I have messaged Stormy. I'm waiting for her to get back to me with her choice. Because Stormy is my number one super sumo simp. Because she ponied up, and Dave, I didn't think you'd want to be associated with the name simp. Sorry, sumo.
Yeah.
Sumo.
Yeah. So we're having this thing. It was suggested by, I believe, our member or sometime subscriber here, or well, always subscriber, but our member Haifa suggested this subject, and we spent the last 2 weeks kind of scouring their memories and some of the internet, trying to find some movies to add to our lists. At least I did, and
I did what I could.
Yeah. And Sam Neill has quite the record of like a lot of British actors. He's not only a film star; he's not a TV star. He's got both. But we'll be keeping ourselves to his filmography for the most part. Though I'm going to occasionally recommend shows for people to watch that are from his miniseries out there as well, and some of the movies that where he's in the back, like a third or even fourth billing. But I do really recommend people go and find these movies if you can, because they're great. He's had a great career in that way.
Oh, God, yeah.
Does anyone want to start us up?
Bob, you can go first because I know you're tired.
Okay.
So it's going to be lead to verbal diarrhea.
Yeah. So it's no surprise that I've said it many times before that I'm a big horror fan, and with October coming up, I'm like, this is like my time of the year. So some of my choices, like these aren't Sam Neill's best performances, but they're some of my favorite performances. And this one, my first one, which is kind of a guilty pleasure, is the final conflict, Omen 3. He plays the titular character Damien Thor, who is running for president, and basically, like for anybody that has never watched the Omen series, he's basically the Antichrist. So what's interesting about this movie is the way he presents himself as the Antichrist. He basically, in some ways, he's actually a very tortured person, because he realizes what he is. You know, he realizes that he's the Antichrist. Like the whole storyline for the second film was him coming to find out what he really is, and at first being completely rebelling against the idea, and then finally at the end just accepting, almost like it's like accepting his fate. And then the third film, he's now kind of taken on this persona that that he's actually the victim. You know, like he is. He's become like a necessary evil.
Yeah. It's a tragedy. I have to bring about the end of days, and you should feel sorry for me for doing it.
Yeah, so it's like there's this really cool scene where
great twist.
He's in a church, and it's like it's got the typical Christ on the cross thing, and he literally he grabs the crown of thorns, and he's squeezing it, and like the thorns are tearing in his hands, and he's like cursing God. He's like, what you endured was nothing compared to what my father endured, like being, thrown from heaven and all that stuff. So it's this really interesting storyline where he tries to paint himself as the victim the whole time, and while the whole time he's literally got all of his followers out looking for the the second coming, because he's terrified of this child being born, because he knows that means his death, his destruction. So it's just interesting back and forth, because there's actually, like he actually falls in love, and like he tries to present himself to her as like, I'm the necessary evil here. I'm the victim here. So yeah. Samuel, obviously, this was when Samuel was really young. Mm-hmm. So it's an interesting, and it's not a movie that holds up very well through time, but his performance in it is actually really good. So that's my number 5. That's my first one.
Right, no. That's a solid pick for number 5. I mean, for God's sake, this is number 5 on the list of 5 when we're not allowed to include Jurassic Park. So
yeah. So an interesting thing, like I'm on the IMDb right now. They've got the trailers for these old movies.
Right.
You guys want to watch one of them? You guys want to watch it? Like, just give you an idea of how different, like time has changed the way things are.
Dude, that's up to our man Dave. Sorry, hold on. Not our man Dave. The legend that is David March.
Yeah. I don't mind showing trailers for some of these old movies. The problem is that last time we tried showing a trailer for something, I had to delete it out of YouTube.
He did. He actually got struck for it last time, and that was for
what was sound on.
Yeah, no, it was just the visuals, and that was some. What was it? 19. God, I'm trying to remember what year that film was.
It was the RoboCop TV show.
That was it. The RoboCop Canadian only TV show.
That's cool. I'll just drop the link in the chat and
drop the link in the chat.
It was like I'm watching it, and just like the voiceover, it's like so cliche. It's almost like in a world, like that cliche thing.
Yeah.
The dialogue is just so cheesy. But
in a world where my pretzels are stuck together.
But yep, that's my number. That's my first one.
Yeah, no, number 5. That's cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Me or you, Dave? You're the host, man.
You go next there, Kev. I think.
Okay.
And I'll go last.
Okay. My number 5 pick.
Also, I just want to say hi to all the people in the chat. We got Will and Morris and Johnny Cage are both here in the chat.
What up, peeps? Yes, you guys better be smashing that like button. Fucking make sure you're subscribed. Get everybody you know to subscribe as well, for fuck's sake. Come on, this man is 12 away from 100 subs.
Yeah.
We want to get this guy to 100 subs. And if Stormy gets back to me in the next hour and a half, we might have some breaking news here. So you might want to make sure everybody's watching this. So tell your friends, tell your family, get on our Discords, spread the word, get everybody here. But anyway, I digress. Right, my number 5 pick, and I've got to be honest, I was torn between 2 for number 5. Because one of them would be number 3. So it was one of those where it's like, But my number 5 pick, Dead Calm.
I almost put that one on my list.
This is a psychological. Oh, what up, Chris in the house? My co-conspirator over on Green Zone. No, Chris, I'm still waiting for Stormy to twatter me back. I'm waiting for Stormy to twat me. She might have twatted me since we started, but, I'm not checking because I'm paying respect to the ledge David. Apart from when I'm checking on the football scores because I can't get the fucking game up streaming, which is still 0-0. So I'm happy at the moment. I'm all right at the moment. But yeah, Dead Calm, folks. Sam Neill is married to Nicole Kidman.
Woo!
I mean, damn, boy, that's fucking punching above Sam's weight any day of the week. Let's be honest here. You know what I mean? That ain't happening in real life.
Yeah.
And again, we try not to spoil these movies, but at the same time, we want you to understand what they're about so you can go and watch these things. The family suffers a tragedy, shall we say, and to help try and get over it, Sam and Nicole decide to take their sailing yacht out, just them two. They go out for a nice romantic, nice stress-free couple of weeks, sailing the ocean waves. Aha there, me hearties. The sailing is not going right with the football stream, but anyway, and then all of a sudden they find another fucking quality actor, Billy Zane.
Right,
Billy freaking Zane, man.
Billy.
There's a list actor who needs a stream.
Well, we need to do one on Billy. We need to do one on Wesley Snipes, fucking Liam Neeson. That'd be some interesting ones.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a month and a half right there, straight off. But yeah, they find Billy floating in the middle of the ocean. So obviously they do the correct thing. They bring him on board with them. And this just develops into an incredibly tense, claustrophobic thriller because they're all trapped on a boat in the middle of nowhere. They're in the middle of the water. Chris, I'm ignoring you, but I'm trying to. But yeah, so this develops into some amazing. Oh shit! Excuse me.
All right.
Stoke might have just scored.
Oh.
Yeah, so in the 25th minute. But yeah, this develops into a really tense thriller where you're not sure what's going on because everybody's head is getting messed with. Everybody is looking at the married couple are still fucking are getting turned against each other, and you got Billy Zane that everybody suspects him, but then it can't be him, but it can be. It's amazing what you can do with the smaller budget on a small enclosed set, basically, to ramp up tension and drama. And yeah, you basically you're sweating bullets all the way through watching this film.
Yep,
it's fucking fantastic. And I remember when this actually first came out, I was.
Oh yeah, that was a big deal.
Oh god, yeah. And not just because it's Nicole Kidman, but yeah, baby.
Yeah,
Nicole.
She was like the hot newcomer at the time.
Ooh. Dude, she's still hot now.
Yeah.
Oh, that woman has aged like a fine wine.
Oh, yeah.
But she's still not gone down the back of my throat yet. Or me down the back of hers. One of the two. I meant one of the two.
Yeah. That's a good one,
that kind of reminds me of my top 5 pick because it's also Dead Calm.
There you go. We knew we were going to have some overlap.
Yeah, and that's the thing, guys. Every time we don't check, we always create our own list. We come in here fresh. We never tell each other what we're going to choose, and we never know what the other guy's picking until we reveal our picks. But yeah, Dead Calm's definitely on my list, especially, Billy Zane is one of those actors who looks very different when he's younger than he does now.
Like, fucking complete chameleon.
With more weight and more gray as he gets older. But Billy Zane's a very much more physical actor when he's younger. He's a bit more built. And yeah, we have this situation where, you got these two, everyone just kind of in different positions trying to figure out what's going on, and choices are having to be made in order to survive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like I say, it's the way that Sam and Nicole turn on each other to a point as well, because because there's distrust sown, but are they, oh shit, hold on. No, that's all right. Okay, my old computer is crapping out on me. It said that the stream had stopped, but no, it hasn't. I've refreshed it and it's back up.
Yeah. But no, good choice, man. So that's your number 5 as well?
Yeah, that's my number 5. I just Kev summed it up pretty well, but it's just a great movie, and it's kind of one of those movies that's kind of forgotten about today. But from that era, back in the late '80s, early '90s, when you didn't need to have like 200 actors, you didn't need all this CGI.
You didn't need 300 million budgets.
Yeah, you could have tight psychological thrillers on 3 cast members. And probably the only reason why this movie might be pricey is the fact they filmed on water. I mean,
yeah,
always pricey.
Well, obviously they filmed the exteriors. I believe they actually rebuilt to scale. In all fairness, to scale, but with removable walls for camera and lighting. But I believe they filmed obviously the outdoor stuff on water. The rest of it, they just built one soundstage, so it wasn't even like your typical fucking 5, 6, 7 sound stages. They had one sound stage where they built the interiors with detachables, just so they could get the camera crew and the sound crew in there, because it's set on a boat, which is not a big space.
And because they did that, you get this very cramped set of viewing of what's going on. So that's another reason why that.
It's kind of like a version of those films where like the entire film takes place inside like an apartment or something like that,
or a submarine.
Yeah.
No comment.
Yeah. Cool. So my number 2, Dingoes Took My Baby, A Cry in the Dark.
I knew one of us was going to pick that.
Yeah, I unfortunately never saw that one, so I don't know. And I did try to find it, but it was just one of those movies that I couldn't find to watch.
And this was I almost didn't put this on here because again, I kind of gave myself the extra task of picking movies where he has a much bigger presence, because there's quite a few of his movies. He's a co-star in it, but he doesn't have as much of a presence as the rest of the cast does. And in this, he's kind of right on the edge of it because he is the husband of the main character, and he does have some really, really good moments in it. But the movie is almost entirely about Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep's character. But basically, the idea, again, I don't want to tell you guys too much. It is based loosely on a true story.
Which I think many years after they made the film was found to be false, and the lady in question ended up going to jail. Yeah. She ended up actually having, if I'm not mistaken, they did find out eventually that she did actually kill her kid. Yeah. But I don't want to say too much. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. By the way, the bitch done it. Yeah. The whole movie was basically about a woman whose child is killed in a dingo attack in it's set in Australia. Her child is dragged off by dingoes, and she's fighting to prove her innocence through the entire thing. She's basically taken to court, and like I said, at the time it was presented that she was innocent and she was being railroaded. We know today, I believe that I might be mistaken on this, but I do think that they found evidence to the contrary. But what's interesting is the scenes with Sam Neill as her husband. You get like he at first like he's trying to be, a supportive husband, but as this thing goes on, he actually starts to think maybe she did do this. Yeah, you see that doubt creep into his mind. Yeah. So, there's some really, really good dramatic scenes between him and Meryl Streep. Again, like I said, it's not like again, this is another one of those movies that the movie itself does not hold up today, but his performance in it is really good because Sam Neill's just really good. Right. And the scenes the scenes back and forth between the two of them are actually really interesting. So. That is my number 3. No, that is a good pick. 4. Oh, that's my number 4. I'm sorry. Number 4. Yeah. I'm thinking that we're jumping there. Sorry, hold on. Shit. Fucking bugs again. Jesus Christ. And you're just having a problem today. Dude, it's fucking tail end of September. The weather, the sun goes down. It drops to like 1 degree British time, British standard. and all the fucking bugs still come out. And it's like, just fuck off. I need the windows open. But yeah, sorry.
Nope.
Sorry to detract. But so that's your number 4.
That's my number 4.
My number 4. Bicentennial Man.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yes. Now, obviously, this is a Robin Williams vehicle. But Sam Neill really, really, to me, sells his fucking character. Yeah, obviously it's based on Isaac Asimov. You know, anybody who reads actually classic good sci-fi, you know, will know Isaac Asimov. But no, Bicentennial Man, I mean, he's not in it for all of it, but the emotion he had. I mean, when we're talking about Robin Williams is a fucking robot, is a pretty much a pre-programmed robot to begin with. Obviously, he's got the ability to learn and evolve, but it's one of those movies where he's not the biggest part in it. But to me, whose phone keeps fucking going?
That's mine. It's these. Everyone and their mother is sending updates right now.
Oh, good. Well, reply to everyone and their mother. Send them the fucking link to the Streamlabs charity and say, put a $5 in and I'll fucking answer your call live on air. All right?
Yeah. But no, I like the fact that even though like you said, his character's only in I think the first 30 minutes of the movie.
30 minutes, yeah. But he sets it all up.
Massive, yeah, he has a massive effect on Robin Williams' character.
Yeah. Because, you know, Robin Williams' character, he's a fucking robot who starts to become self-aware and progress, but he would not be in Robin Williams' character. His robot would not be where he is if Sam Neill hadn't been there to begin with.
Basically, makes him part of his family.
Yeah, exactly. Hadn't shown him if he'd just been like, robot slave, go get me my fucking beverage from the fridge. But he doesn't, like you say, he treats him as part of the family. And the way he's believable in it is like he's actually invested in Robin Williams as the robot, leads to Robin Williams's development throughout the film.
Yeah.
So, going against the grain with what you were saying, Sam Neill as a supporting character is a no-no. I felt like, even though he is not in 2/3 of the film, the performance he gave because of the character he played, he deserved to be in there.
No, and that was a movie that was on like I said, was on the very edge of what I was going to find that's acceptable, because I wanted to pick movies where he has a massive, he has a big effect on what's going on. Because there are some movies where he's the co-star and he still doesn't really a Cry in the Dark.
Dingoes ate my baby.
He is the co-star, but his effect isn't really all that big. It's just his performance. His performance across with her is really big.
Yeah.
But solid pick, man.
So I had to pick Bicentennial Man. Plus, I remember I was actually running the video still when that came out.
Cool.
Yep, but there you go. Number 4 to David. The Ledge.
I'm going to take a moment just to talk about some of his other works, because we're going to get off the topic on some of the miniseries TV works.
You're going robot there, Dave.
Okay. The one show that I would really recommend people taking a chance on, and you can probably find it on YouTube, is Riley, Ace of Spies. It's a miniseries where he plays like this somewhat, it's 2 series. The first set is pre-World War I, and the second series is set during the Russian Revolution. And he is this weird, interesting character who has some, this. Is he a spy? Is he a confidence man? He has a series of wives based on a historical character, and they all die mysteriously, usually by poison by him. But he also delivers top secret information to the British government in World War I, and tries to overthrow the the Soviet Union.
He's like isn't it? He's kind of like a cross between an assassin and like James Bond.
Yeah, he's kind of like he's this very different character than most people would think. So he's a very complicated character, somewhat confidence man, somewhat spy, somewhat assassin, and he has this. But there's no denying that some people don't think that the actual Riley Ace of Spies was an Ace of Spies, but the Soviet Union went to an awful lot of trouble to kill him.
Yeah.
So that was it's an interesting show if you want to do that. But my number 4 is a show. It's like you, Bob. You said find roles that he's got kind of more of an interesting, not just a major thing. And I found a movie that I was like kind of left a big effect on me. It's called Sirens, and it is.
Oh God, I forgot about that one. Jesus. What was that? No, hold on. You've got it. You probably got it up there. If I remember correctly, that was either 97 or 98.
It was mid-90s, definitely.
Yeah. It's like apparently as part of Hugh Grant, it was one of like 2 or 3 movies that got Hugh Grant a lot of notice all at the time before he became like the romantic lead and then had his incident. But with a transvestite hooker and
who was ugly as fucking sin, I'm gonna say. I remember that story breaking in the papers, and I was looking at that guy, dude, you're a Hollywood A-lister.
You're not only
you can fucking do better than that. Seriously.
Okay, who was his wife again? Like, she was.
God, man! Yeah,
she's the girl who played the devil in that movie one time. Oh my God!
No, what, Liz Hurley?
Yeah, no, was it Hurley?
No, I don't think it was. No, I don't think it was her.
I thought he was married to Liz Hurley. Maybe I'm wrong, but
I don't remember. The only other person to remember for that movie is Hugh Grant.
Yeah, but
like,
anyways,
that's it.
Or a serious girlfriend at the time. Anyways, yeah, that movie. I keep wanting to say Amanda Donahoe, but this movie is basically Sam Neill is not the main. Like Hugh Grant is an Anglican priest. It's pre-World War I Australia, and he's being asked by the Anglican Church because this famous artist has dropped this painting on them.
Yeah, it's like they deem it pornographic or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a naked woman nailed to a cross in the place where Jesus is supposed to be.
Yeah, so they're like, oh, this is blasphemous, and this is at a time when like you could actually be tried for that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
yeah.
So Hugh Grant and his wife are on their way out to like take over their parish, and they're going to stop by, and so they spend like a week at Sam Neill's character's house, and it turns out this not accurate. I learned later that the writer or the painter also wrote children's books.
Yeah, so, and I think that was like one part of the big thing. But no, I vaguely remember that movie. It's just not real.
No, he was married to Liz Hurley till 2000.
Yeah. Okay, it was Liz Hurley. Yeah.
Oh, he was married to her, but she wasn't in the movie.
But he was cheating on her with that fucking abomination of the hooker.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Liz Hurley. Have you seen Liz Hurley in the last fucking 3 months?
Oh, she held up real well.
Oh, no, she still holds up like, okay, I know what I'm watching tonight.
Yeah. So
Bedazzled or whatever it was, the one with Brendan Fraser where she's the devil just because she puts that cop outfit in.
But no,
sorry, tangents.
Yeah. So that movie, and then you have all these scenes because what happened is that Sam Neill's character is married, has a couple kids, but he also has like a harem of girls models that he's constantly painting, and Hugh Grant's vicar wife kind of gets involved in them, and there's like, does she cheat on him with this mysterious stranger? Is there all this other stuff going on? But so Sam Neill gets to have all these philosophical discussions from a bohemian style with Hugh Grant's kind of like typical Anglican priest of the young, like, oh yeah, I was
puritanical,
like a rebel at the time. I mean, like, humoring them, and then there's just all this stuff happening, and it's a interesting little movie. I managed to find it not on Tubi, it was on Plex. I had to download Plex to watch it, but it was a great little time, and it kind of like, I'm like, years later, when we started this list, I said, "What is that movie?" And it's like we're always talking about the movies that leave an impression upon us are the best ones, and I was like, I had to find it and watch it again. So I do recommend it if you want kind of a comedy, a little romantic thing, a little philosophy, and don't want to have movies that are all action and explosions and that. That's great, but sometimes you want something else. So this makes into something else.
Cool.
No, man. Good pick. No, solid pick. Let's face it, there are no wrong answers here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is our personal opinions.
At least not with this actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there is that.
my number 3 is another one of those ones where I was thinking I was looking for movies where he has a bigger effect, and even though again he plays the main baddie in this, he's still kind of in the background. But when he is on screen, the exchange between him and the main character is really cool, and that is Memoirs of an Invisible Man.
Oh, I knew you were going to bring that one up.
So basically, this is
been trying to find ever since we did the John Carpenter stream, and good luck.
It's hard to find. So this is one of those movies where it's kind of a pseudo comedy, where it's like when you see the cast, you're going, oh, this is definitely got to be a comedy. But then you watch it, and there's a lot. It's almost more of a science fiction drama than it is a comedy. There are a few comedic moments, but this is one of those films where Chevy Chase plays the main character. He's actually going for a bit more of a straight man dramatic role. Mm-hmm. And so long story short, basically, Chevy Chase's character is involved in an accident that causes him to become completely invisible. And he's being hunted down by a CIA agent who's trying to basically, cover up the incident, but he also wants to capture him so they could study him and figure it out, because the whole thing is like they're trying to create invisible CIA agents. And again, like I said, what's really cool about it is, again, Chevy Chase's character plays a lot more of a straight man kind of thing, but they also show like the negatives. This is the first time they show like a lot of the negatives of somebody being invisible. For instance, when he eats something, he can see it in his body, and just seeing the process of it like makes him sick, and it freaks him out. So it's really interesting. And Sam Neill's character is just like this is one of those movies where he chews the scenery up when he's on screen, and it's just a fun movie. So it's a different kind of performance from Chevy Chase. This is him trying to stretch his acting chops a little bit, and then Sam Neill is just like the perfect bad guy. So
Sam Neill is a perfect foil for anybody to play off on.
And this is a good example of him being able to play off of anybody. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, Memoirs of the Invisible Man. If you check it out, this is one of the few movies on my list. Well, this is one of the few of his earlier stuff that kind of still holds up today. So that would be my number 3.
Well, I just found it. It is available on Microsoft.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah. So
okay.
So I'll probably be watching that tonight.
It's dude, if you haven't seen it, it's well worth a watch. I used to have it on VHS, but I haven't found it on DVD yet. All right, so my number 3 pick, yeah. By the way, what's up, Hosea in the house?
Yep, hey.
I hope you smash that like button.
I did watch Sleeping Dogs. It's not on my list, but it is a good, worthwhile watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Sorry. Will says Bob seems to have a horror tilt, and Kev speaks so glowingly of Event Horizon that there's no chance he won't pick it as number 1. Well, Will, you're going to have to watch till the end of the show to find out what my number 1 pick is. All right? And
say that in the chat, someone mentioned my number 1 pick.
Cool.
All right. Well, my number 3 pick, Hunt for Red October.
Cool.
Yep.
Right. We've talked about Hunt for Red October before. It's a fucking fantastic movie, but why I picked it as my number 3 is
Best Halloween movie of all time.
What? Hunt for Red October?
Just because Sean Connery died on Halloween last year.
R.I.P. Sean.
I'm trying to make this a thing. Like,
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. All right, he's trying to make a thing. He's trying to make a ting of a ting, and the thing is not going to ding-a-ling. But no, Hunt for Red October. We all know the film. Sean Connery, one of the Baldwin brothers. They're so fucking interchangeable, apart from the fat one. Oh, this one was Alec.
This one was Adam.
Yeah,
well,
I thought
Alec. I'm sorry. Alec.
Yeah, see, even Bob can't remember. But yeah, they're all interchangeable apart from the fat one. But yeah, but people seem to forget Sam Neill's it. He's the number 2. He is Sean Connery's fucking second in command, and just all the way through the movie, the way he plays it. I mean, obviously he does a better accent than Sean Connery because Sean Connery plays an Egyptian Spaniard. Yeah. Sorry, no, a 3,000-year-old Egyptian who's lived in Spain who talks with a Scottish accent. You know, every film Sean Connery does, Sean Connery is Sean Connery.
Yeah,
but
and Samuel has that cool scene where they're talking about what they're gonna do.
Oh god, yeah.
And he's talking about how he's gonna get a wife and he's gonna catch rabbits and she's gonna cook them for him.
And he's going to have another wife. He's going to have a big RV and drive to his other wife in Montana.
Yeah, exactly. You know, but Sam Neill, he underplays his role to the benefit of the fucking movie. Mm-hmm. If you know what I mean, you get an actor like Sam Neill because, I mean, let's be honest, this was his heyday here. Shall we say? This was right around the time he was really picking up steam and momentum. Yeah. And you'd think he would be like, no, I'm Sam Neill, motherfuckers. But no, he underplays it. He understates it. He's just there. And a lot of the time, if you go back and watch a film now, he's just in the background. He doesn't actually have any lines, but he's just selling stuff just by facial expression. Mm-hmm. You know, a general body posture. He's selling shit.
Torpedo, we'd already be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the way he's understated right until the point where he needs to go nuts. Let's go nuts.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's a good choice, man.
He plays it perfectly all the way up. You know, he knows when to crank the gears, when to leave the gear, you know, when to keep it in idle, bring it up to first or second, and then just go straight to 12th gear, you know?
Yeah.
So that was my actual number 3 pick. So sorry, Will, because I think I saw, was it Will? Will said Hunt should be at least number 2.
Hunt for Red October.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, Hosea, dude. Sorry, Bob.
No, you're good.
Dude, go find it somewhere. I mean, I'm not encouraging you to do anything illegal or anything like that, but after this stream, not before, stay here. Oh, and by the way, Bob's feeling tired because he's helped out me and Chris over the past weekend, and so has my man, The Ledge. I mean, fuck me, David, you are a fucking... I'm going to say this on your channel now so you can clip it for all eternity. You are the fucking man. Me and Chris don't know how to ever fucking thank you for what you've done over the weekend for our charity. And Bob, you just showed up and now you're like, you're a little bit tired. You were here for 2 hours there. You know, you did 2 hours here, 2 hours there. Me and Chris did fucking masses
more than that. You're downplaying me.
But yeah, so I'm saying this right here, right now on Dave's channel. You are the fucking man.
Yeah.
You ever need anything, let me know and I'll see what I can do, yeah? Although if it's removing an ex-girlfriend from her corporeal body, you're going to have to give me a bit of time because I've got to get a plane ticket, and then when I fucking land, I've got to get my axe through customs, find 3 bags of lime. So that one needs a bit of planning in advance. But yeah, anytime you need anything, man.
Okay. My number
Sorry,
3.
tangent there.
Yeah, there's definitely a tangent there. Another one of those shows I want to recommend people watching, and you can probably find it on YouTube still, is a miniseries called America with a K. And it is a series where the Soviets have invaded America. And there's so many different things. And Sam Neill plays a Russian colonel in this thing who's the special advisor for the general in charge of America. And there's just so many great roles from some of the actors in this. It's got Chris Christopherson. It's got
Robert Urich.
Robert Urich, and they're playing off against each other. I can't remember the Russian general's name, but there's a scene in this show. People who don't understand, I don't want to get political, but January 6th, there's a scene in this movie that will blow what happened on that day away for anyone, and it's a hard thing to watch. But it is something in that show, and there's just all this other stuff. It's just like we have all these movies and all these TV shows where the Nazis have occupied America, but you've never seen the Soviet Union do it. And here we have a show showing you just how they would run things.
Yeah, and what's interesting is like they don't. It's not like they invade us. Like if I'm remembering this correctly, they kind of sneak in.
Yeah, so there's a giant nuclear blast that makes the country like EMP strike. They use to take it out, and the Soviets then have all their stuff. So the U.S. surrenders because all their technology is no longer working. And there's a lot, because the show is set in the 80s. There's all these people still smarting from Vietnam, and that comes up a lot in conversations. Like, really, where were all these people? All these people who are upset about the Soviets when we were fighting in Vietnam. So there's a bit of that going on as well. It's just like very interesting to see how Hollywood would actually try some risky stuff.
Yeah, so not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Dave, I apologize. I did put the link for the charity in your chat. I do apologize for that.
That's okay. Go ahead. My number 3, though, is In the Mouths of Madness.
Number 3?
Yeah. Well, I have.
Why do you think I'm groaning?
But it's the movie that I saw when we did the John Carpenter stream.
John Carpenter stream, yep.
And that movie is just Sam Neill just goes crazy. He starts off crazy, and then he starts out normal. And I think it's one of his best actual just roles straight out as an actor. There's other movies that I like more or I thought were better. But in this one, where you just get to indulge in craziness and all the stuff that happens. But I'm going to leave. I have a feeling that both of you have this movie more higher on your list. So I'm going to just come out later and let you guys really sing its praises when it comes up.
I can't believe he's put that at number 3, Bob. Can you?
That's hard for me to believe. But hey, man, like I said, we all
it's personal choices, folks.
Like you guys, so
yeah, we don't compare notes on these things. So
oh hell no, we don't discuss it at all. We basically go, all right, we'll do this one.
Yep.
And then we don't talk about it at all until we fucking go live again.
Yep.
So, folks, if you're enjoying this, please do me a favor. Give this man a sub. He's on fucking 88. Let's get this man to 100. Let's get this man his fucking URL.
Yeah,
let's see if his custom URL.
Let's see if we can get him to 90 just by the end of the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're watching in the chat,
so far is already subscribed, but we'll see.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and the best thing you could do is you could share this out in your social media and in all of its forms, because YouTube doesn't support small streams like this anymore. It's word of mouth, and we rely on you guys to get that word out. But all right, man, it's just a good pick, man.
Not a good pick for number 3, but sorry,
at least it's on the list. So
yeah.
All right, so my number 2, Event Horizon. So Event Horizon is one of the only good movies that Paul W.S. Anderson ever did. And to put it in a nutshell, it's Hellraiser in space. So what happens is Sam Neill plays a scientist trying to remember his name. Something. Dr. Weir, I think is his name.
Weir, I think it is.
Yeah, and he's playing off of actually a really really good cast. It's Lawrence Fishburne, what's his name? Jason Isaacs, Sean Pertwee. Great, just a great cast.
Oh, what's the fucking young kid's name who's done so much? Oh, why am I blanking on his name now?
I can't. I don't remember his name.
Oh, I'm blanking for some reason. I'm fucking blanking. It's really annoying.
But basically, what happens is Sam Neill's character is the guy who created the drive system that the ship is based on, and what it does is instead of traveling through space, it folds space so it brings 2 points together, so that when you pass through, that's how you get from point A to point B. But unexpectedly, what happens is when the ship makes this transition, before it goes, as it's traveling through these points, it travels into another dimension, and this dimension is basically hell.
Yeah.
And so the ship disappears. The other ship that he's on, they get a signal. I think it's coming from Jupiter, around Jupiter. I think it's Jupiter.
Neptune.
Yes. No, it's Jupiter because you got the eye.
Yeah, I think
some of those other planets also have eyes.
Yeah. So they go there.
The planets have eyes.
So they go there to investigate. Long story short, the ship is now basically possessed by, and it's connected to this hell dimension, and it starts preying on all these people and all their fears and their regrets and whatnot. And
it's found around Neptune, according to Wikipedia.
Okay, so it's at Neptune. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen the movie.
I thought it was Jupiter.
I thought it was Jupiter too. I'm probably getting. You know what? We're probably going to get mixed up with
2001.
Without 2001.
Yeah, that's probably it. Because they've both got the same feel as well. By the way, I have to say both Event Horizon and 2001 have the same feel for at least the first 20 to 30 minutes. This massive scope of distance and size and.
Yeah, just how space works.
Yeah, exactly.
But, what's really interesting about this movie is the visual feel of it, because some of it's just like it's like those movies where some of the tech, the way it looks and the way it works doesn't make sense, but it's designed to give you this to give you this feel. And when they go in like to the drive section of the ship, the drive actually looks like some kind of demonic Hellraiser portal device, because it's this weird centrifuge thing. It's got these rings and it's got all these spikes and blades, and
it's got the cube in the middle of it, and
and it's just it's designed like the tech isn't designed to be realistic. It's designed to give you a feel, and the way and the feel it gives you is that this ship is evil. So but yeah, it's a really, really, if you're into horror films, Sam Neill's performance in this is really cool, and it's a brutal film. So good movie to watch for the Halloween season, and that's my number 2.
It's not the plot to Night Flyers. That's a slightly different movie.
Yeah,
just a bit.
But so Event Horizon. Those who know about Warhammer 40K, it's also speculated that this might be a prequel. That what's happened is they went through. There's something called a Geller field that prevents the warp from.
No, there is that. Yeah, but that was that is modern day fan fiction. You're talking to a guy who has worked for Games Workshop at one stage in his life, and did at one stage collect Chaos Marines and Squats before they rewrote Squats to just be short humans in the 40k universe, because Squats were the futuristic version of dwarves. And I actually have the original printing of the Inquisitor. No, they were Squats, and then they just called them short humans. But I've got the original version of the Inquisitor book, which was one of the first books that Dark Library did, where they called them Squats. And then in a rewrite, 10, 15 years later, he was just the Squat who was on the ship was no longer a squat; he was a short human. So yeah, that was fanfic.
Yeah, a friend of mine. He's definitely not a horror guy, but he often finds that kind of stuff ridiculous. But he's like, yeah, the Event Horizon is definitely one of the scariest movies he's ever seen.
Yeah, yeah. But,
I don't have it on my list.
yeah, but it's good. All right,
Yeah,
Kev.
great movie.
Right, my number 2 pick is Event Horizon.
Shocker.
Why do I have a feeling me and Bob are going to match up with number 1 as well? But anyway, just to add to the shit Bob said, Event Horizon came about, right, side note on the older movie trivia here. Event Horizon came about because there's this movie called Soldier with Kurt Russell, right?
A possible it's also set in the same sequel universe as
Blade Runner. It is actually apparently, if you look at, I'll get into the soldier thing in a second, but apparently, if you look in one of the junkyard scenes, you see one of the coppers, the flying choppers from Blade Runner in the. But Kurt Russell was given the script for Soldier. He said, "Fuck yeah, I'm going to do this." But Kurt Russell, being Kurt Russell, which is why we love him, said, I ain't doing steroids and shit to get to where you want me to be physically. I'm going to be training, and I've spoken to a physical trainer. It's going to take me 18 months of physical training to get to this stage. So Anderson wasn't going to wait around 18 months without making a movie. So he fucked off and he did Event Horizon in the meantime. So one of the reasons we got Event Horizon is because Kurt Russell was bulking up the right way to do Soldier.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's a little bit of film trivia for you. And also a little bit of film trivia about Event Horizon. We'll never get a proper, decent special edition because all the prints were stored in a mine and there was I can't remember if it was a cave in or it was just they weren't covered properly or something, but all the original prints were corrupted, destroyed.
Yeah.
But if anything, it wasn't 40k based. It was supposed to. The theory at the time was if they did well, they could potentially tie it into the, like you said, Bob, the Hellraiser timeline.
Yeah, they also there's also a theory that it was tied into the Blade Runner.
No, that's because Wes because of the soldier reference because he did.
Yeah,
that's where that came from. But you can actually see in Soldier there is a shot where on the scrap heap there is one of the flyers from Blade Runner.
Yeah,
but sorry, go on.
No, solid pick.
But yeah, and I know people who worked on that movie, for example, and you know the big spinny bridge with all the lights and all the rest of it. But every one shot they made, they filmed, there was 12 shots where it fucking broke down.
It doesn't surprise me.
Because this is back in the day. This was done in the 90s. This practicals. Yeah, it's not just we'll just have them run down a green screen corridor and we'll do it. It was practicals, and for every one where it spun around and they got a shot, there was 10, 12 where it just broke down, one of the lights went out or anything like that. So, but no, Event Horizon is my number 2 pick because, like you say, it's fucking atmospheric. It is creepy because, again, you're supposed to be on an enclosed environment. Yeah. The Prometheus, I believe it is no, sorry, the Prometheus was the ship that they fly up to it with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the Event Horizon.
Well, no, isn't it the Nightingale?
Was it the Nightingale?
Yeah, Prometheus is the ship.
Sorry,
from, Prometheus.
Sorry,
the ship is called the Event Horizon. The rescue ship is the Lois and Lewis.
No, the Lois and Clark. Sorry,
Lewis and
the
Clark.
Lois and Clark. Sorry,
That's right.
the Lois and Clark. Fuck me. No, I'm getting confused with Larry Fishburne from Matrix as well, where it's Prometheus and
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I've had a fucking long weekend, folks.
Yeah.
I'm giving Bob a
For
hard
some
time.
reason. I give Bob a hard time, but he wasn't there for most of it.
Yeah.
And you were there for the important bits, Dave. So again, you were the fucking ledge. But yeah, so Event Horizon was my number 2 pick.
Sweet.
David.
Okay, I'm going to give an honorable mention to a movie here that he's not a major character in, but it's called Restoration, and it is a movie where he plays the King of England very briefly in some of the side scenes. But it's Robert Downey Jr.'s kind of comeback pick before Iron Man, when he was just trying to get restarted back up in Hollywood. And it's a movie about this doctor who is in Restoration level England, who becomes the favorite of the king and is hanging around in court a lot. And then one day the king's mistress is like, there's a scandal with the king's mistress. And it's like, well, she's not married, so maybe we should do something about that. So they marry him to her. And then there is like a whole, like, he gets exiled from court, gets restored by Quakers, and then comes back. It's just one of these very beautiful movies, and I just like really recommend if people want to take a chance on Robert Downey Jr. doing something a little different. That's the movie to watch. Now, my number 2 is a movie that I don't think any of you guys have ever heard of, or maybe even watched.
Yeah, you're roboting really bad, man.
And in Skin.
Nope. Dave. Hello,
Dave.
Are you back?
Yeah, you're roboting really, really bad.
Okay. Am I better now?
Don't know.
Like it's your whole thing. I mean, I don't know if you're on the Wi-Fi or what, but no, you were roboting on the audio and the visuals.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I better now?
It seems to be a little better, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So my second movie is a movie called Skin.
Skin.
It's set in South Africa and won a whole bunch of BAFTA awards. But it's about Sam Neill plays the father of a black girl. The situation is that both he and his wife are white. And
this is the movie set during apartheid, right?
Right. So
okay.
And Sam Neill plays this father who loves his daughter and just wants her to be white, and she has a stigmatism or something that caused her, like Michael Jackson turned white. She's black on her entire life, and he fights all the way up to the African Supreme Court to have her rated as a white person. And you get to see these early day struggles where he's playing, you think, this kind of like progressive viewpoint. And then when she gets into her 20s and falls in love with a black man, he completely 180s.
Yeah.
And you just get this whole very interesting.
Not my daughter.
But it's not one. It's more that it's like she disobeyed him or like abandoned them. And you just get to see this kind of like very nuanced performance from Sam Neill in a way, in a movie that is very different than a lot of the other movies that you guys are talking about, because you're horror fans. But this is a very character portrait style movie of Sam Neill in dealing with the fact that he has this very complicated character, and so that's my number 2.
Cool.
No, man, that's a good pick. That is a very dramatic role, shall we say?
Yeah, that's a solid one. So my number 1. Anybody want to take a guess?
In the Mouth of Madness?
In the Mouth of Madness.
Bob, did you look at my fucking answers again?
Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite horror movies. It's not particularly the scariest, but it's one of the most interesting. It basically boils down to Sam Neill's character I think he's an
insurance investigator.
Yeah, and he's investigating the disappearance of
Shiza Kane.
Of No,
Sutter
Sutter Kane.
Kane.
Sutter
Su-
Kane.
Sorry, yeah.
Sutter.
So yeah, Sutter Kane, which is basically an analog for Stephen King.
Yeah.
And the whole idea is that this writer, he's a horror novelist, and his style is very much in the vein of like a Lovecraftian kind of thing. But he's so popular that like his books literally start outselling the Bible. And what's happening is with his latest book, these weird things start to happen. His original editor shows up at the original
book signing
for his latest book, and just starts murdering people with an axe.
Hold on, gonna pull you there. That's actually at the beginning of the movie, and that's a Sam Neill flashback, which turns out not to be true to begin with, because as things progress through, reality ain't what reality is.
Yeah, well, he thinks that's what it is in the beginning, but it ends up, like you say, by the end of the film, you find out that these weird things are going on with time and with his memory. So he basically gets he's never actually read any of the Sutter Kane's books.
No, I do think actually. Sorry, by the way, because I'm going next. Full disclosure: me and Bob are going to go at this for the next 10 minutes because my number one pick is In the Mouth of Madness as well.
Yeah.
And we already saw it was my number 3, so.
Yeah, so he goes to find Sutter Kane, who's played by Jurgen Prochnow. It's a really interesting cast. We've got Sam Neill, Jurgen Prochnow, David Warner, who he's one of those actors that's been in everything.
You recognize him when you see him.
Yeah, you recognize him when you see him. Charlton Heston plays the book publisher. John Glover, who played Lex Luthor in Smallville, he's in the movie. It's actually a really, really interesting cast. So he basically his investigation and looking for the author takes him to this New England town. And as he's going to look for this guy, these weird things start to happen, and they start really small and they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually it gets to the point where it's literally the end of the freaking world. And more importantly, it's the end of the human race. And he's been kind of chosen to be the last human being on Earth.
He was duped into.
Yeah, he was tricked into actually kind of being the trigger that causes all these things. So it's I don't want to give away too much because it's a really cool, and there are some genuinely creepy moments in it. But like I said, and Jurgen Prochnow's his performance in this, he's not in very much of the movie, but the scene.
But he sells it,
man. Like the scene on the bus.
Oh Jesus fucking Christ!
His favorite color. It's really cool.
Mm.
But yeah, In the Mouth of Madness, like I said, Halloween season. This is definitely one of those films you should watch. There's so many memorable moments and lines in this. Like some of it's like unintentionally comedic, but it also plays into the fact that you realize that Sam Neill's character goes from being this very straight-laced, stoic, very very grounded in reality person to just being completely insane. Like by the end of it, he's just like, and like the final scene of the film when he's in the movie theater is awesome.
Oh, what when he wakes up and he's in the movie theater and then it's just like open the curtains and
he realizes just like everything is a lie, and he is basically the witness. He's been chosen by Kane to be the witness for all of these things.
Yeah, you're my herald.
Yeah, basically that's it. And it's a really cool movie, and it's got one of the best swerves in horror movies in a while. So, In the Mouth of Madness, guys, it's Halloween season. Check it out.
Oh, right. Well, my number one pick is shocker.
Yeah,
In the Mouth of Madness.
There you go.
And I'm gonna agree with. Sorry. I feel a bit of puke coming up there, but I'm gonna agree with Bob. Sorry, got that out of the way. But no, if you haven't seen this, it's not only a fantastic Sam Neill film, but it's a fantastic John Carpenter film.
Yes.
John Carpenter brings his own blend of atmospheric music to it, the way only John Carpenter can. He brings his own kind of cinematography to it, certain ways he shoots certain scenes. And it's a fucking amazing, it's an amazing trip all the way through. It really is, because you watch it for the first time, you don't know where the fuck anything's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to give anything away, but the opening scene is he's getting the mission, for want of a better phrase, the job from the book company, and some guy smashes through the window with a fire axe going, Kane! And he just really fucked up eyes.
It's
and
really
the next
cool.
thing you know, he wakes up and he's like, what? Huh?
It's that whole thing with like he just walks up and is like, do you read Sutter Kane? And he's got this. He looks like a dude who hasn't slept in like a month, and he doesn't wave it. And if like you don't,
but he's got the crosses for irises as well. If you look at his eyes,
and he just starts killing people with this friggin' axe, and yeah, it's just a really cool movie. It's
a fucking trip, that fucking thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dave, I shouldn't swear on your channel. I do apologize.
Well, I went for screen. I guess that was it.
Oof. Yeah, you're roboting really bad again. But yeah, I know, man. It's in the Mouth of Madness. It's
fantastic. It's in my top 5. Funny enough, John Carpenter's. Oh, hold on. Didn't we do that before?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, I think we did. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are new here or you're watching on the replay, go back through this channel's videos, because we have done a top 5 on John Carpenter. Give that a watch and a thumbs up. We've done top 5s on Rutger Hauer. We've done. Am I on my own here?
No, I'm here.
All right, you're here. No. But no, we've done top 5s on Rutger Hauer. We've done top 5s on Christopher Lambert. Who else we done top 5s on? Chuck Norris.
We did top 5s on. Oh God.
Oh Jesus.
Did we do Clint Eastwood?
No, I don't think we've done Clint Eastwood yet. Have we? Oh, hello.
Uh-oh.
Oh
no, we lost.
That's all right. The stream's still live, so come on. Now I have control of the channel.
We did Peter Weller. We did Richard Donner. We did Lee Marvin, Gene Hackman.
That's it. Gene Hackman. When we both picked up fucking Bat 21.
Yeah. Charles Bronson, Rutger Hauer, Christopher Lambert.
I call him Lambert.
Yeah.
I went to check the Wi-Fi and then hit the power button.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. It's okay, man. Whatever helps to clear it up.
Yeah, man.
But
hardwired is always a way to fucking go.
Yeah. Good pick though, man. I agree with you 100%.
I agree with your last 2 picks 100%. Number 2 for Event Horizon. I mean, Event Horizon would have been number 1 for me, but it's more of, like you said, of an ensemble cast.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas In the Mouth of Madness
he's the main character.
Yeah, he's the main character. He's pretty much in every shot of the film. I think there's like hour and a half movie, probably 10 minutes where he's not there.
Yeah. The girl's confrontation of Sutter Kane.
Yeah, yeah, which is pretty much the only scene. But yeah, check it out, guys. In the Mouth of Madness, and it's on YouTube right now.
So now I'm intrigued to find out what the Ledges pick
Hunt
is.
for the Wilder People. I really love this movie. I just saw it last week. It's great.
What?
Taika Waititi is the director on this film, and it's just this little Maori kid gets sent off to live with to be like, he's a reformed kid. He's like he breaks stuff, he smashes stuff, he does stuff. He's like does all these things, and it's just this really weird, strange family romp movie where Sam Neill plays like this reluctant adopted father character figure for this movie, and there's just so many weird things happening. It's very New Zealander. I loved it. I thought this movie was his best movie.
Is this the one with the kid from friggin' Deadpool 2?
Maybe, I don't know. But there's little kid
fat
sent off to live with this thing, and like the first night he tries to escape, and like the mom.
I have not seen this. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, it's the guy that played.
It's Dennison.
Yeah. It's the kid that played in Deadpool 2, and he was also the weak ass sidekick to what's her name in Godzilla vs. Kong.
Oh God!
Yeah.
What you mean the Godzilla vs. Kong movie where you think, right, the Godzilla vs. Kong thing is great. Why are we hearing about some fucking neurotic fucking twat who needs to break? Oh, and by the way, never mind the fact that this is a multi-billion-dollar corporation, but look, she just walks in and goes, oop, doop, doop. Oh, well, look, we're into their secret base a mile beneath the fucking surface.
Okay. None of that has anything to do with this movie, but
no. Sorry, I was just going off on a mini rant there.
There's just a very weird way of talking. The characters talk in the movie, and it's very great. It's a really fun kid movie, or even for adult, where there's car chases, there's tank chases, there's a big misunderstanding of what's happening here, and it's just like. Taika, it's like one of Taika, if not his first, one of his first movies, and he plays the preacher at one point. He's really funny, and it's just this really fun, hilarious movie. And there's the stuff that happens with Hector. Sam Neill plays Hector, who ends up having this conversation with the kid, and the kid, they think they're being rescued by some hunters, and the kid starts describing and some stuff, and you're like, "Oh God, kid, what do you think? How do you think that was going to happen?" And it's just sort of it's just a very weird, neat, fun family movie, and I highly recommend it to everyone. And I thought I enjoyed this. I will say I enjoyed this way more than in some ways in Mouths of Madness, even though it's a great movie too. But I liked having fun with kids and getting out.
No, Dave, rephrase that fucking statement right now.
I like fun movies where there are kids having fun.
Okay, that's better. Mm-hmm. That's better.
And that is something that what Kev just alluded to does happen to Sam Neill's character during the course of the movie, where he has things, and it's just like gangster. There's like the kid names his dog Tupac. It's just a lot of fun. So.
2-pack, he's fucking selling himself short. It should be at least an 8-pack.
That's his dog.
Oh, by the way, Hosea in the chat is like, yes! It's one of the best films to come out of New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen it, it's awesome. Get on it. Well, Dave, do me a favor. Send me a private link to where you saw it from.
It was on Netflix.
Oh, is it on Netflix? Well, all right, I'll have a look at that on the UK, the correct version, because, UK is the correct version of everything.
Well, that is where old time starts next.
Yeah. That sounds like an interesting movie. I haven't seen that one, but I'll check it out.
Yeah. No, the only reason why I watched it is because we're doing this thing, and they're like, "Oh, I'll do another Sam Neill movie," and then I was like, "What is this? This is hilarious."
What is it?
What the fuck is going on here? I like it. I don't know what it is, but I like it.
Cool. Well, there you go, folks. Short and sweet. There's our top five.
Bob's tired.
Yeah.
But what are we gonna do? So what are we gonna do next week, guys?
Yeah. No, not next week. 2 weeks
after next.
Well, does anyone in the chat have a suggestion?
Yeah, come on, Hosea, Bree, Will, come on, give us some ideas. What do you want to do? Oh, not that useless guy Bob that I see in the chat as well. No, Chris, no, Chris, because Chris is fucking useless as well.
But we'll have.
He'll mention. He'll probably bring up. Chris will probably bring up somebody who does musicals only. But yeah, guys, if you haven't seen it, if you haven't seen this show before, we basically we take a fucking well-known actor or director or composer, and we list their...
We were talking about like maybe doing like a stream where
Hans Zimmer or something.
Yeah, top 5 John Williams scores that aren't Star Wars or something like that.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Well, let's see what the chat. Come on, we're on the delay here. Let's let the chat see what they want to say first. Oh, Mel Gibson or Russell Crowe from Hosea.
Well, of course, if you were doing Mel Gibson, it'd be the top 5 that aren't Lethal Weapon.
We already did that.
No, that was buddy cop movies.
Buddy cop movies that aren't Lethal Weapon, but yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of went through a lot of those kind of things already.
Russell Crowe. What would you say? Gladiator.
Oh, Russell Crowe, Romper Stomper.
No, you're not supposed to give us your fucking list.
Oh,
Bellend. What's the movie we would be eliminating? And the one that comes immediately to mind, I mean, it's Gladiator.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because let's be honest, Robin Hood was shit. Let's be honest here. Robin Hood was shit.
Yeah. Gladiator's the movie that basically made him, so.
Oh, I don't know. I liked a couple of movies he'd done beforehand.
He did, but that was the movie that really turned him into a star.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris. Chris has gone something that's not musical. He says Lawrence Fishburne.
That aren't made.
That he spelt wrong. That aren't Matrix. Ooh.
I think that would be a good one. Why don't we take that one?
Okay.
All right, we just got to go with him as Lawrence Fishburne, or can we go with him as Larry as well?
I think his entire filmography.
Yeah.
So, because I know the one that you're talking about that you want to put in there for him. So,
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm not a fucking nerd. I'm not a geek. I'm a fucking orc. And I'm also not happy with you if you're going to do what you've been threatening with that short, which thankfully has not been released yet. Chris, has that been released yet? I haven't checked. Oh, God, please tell me it's not been released. Please tell me it hasn't been.
We definitely need to send that all to every one of Friday Night Tights when it drops.
You fuckers. Piss off. Piss off. You can, I'll tell you what, I do. I'm subbed to pretty much all of them on the Tubes Review because I am the best looking orc on the Tinterwebs and the Tubes Review.
You only work on the.
Oh, fuck off. Spence isn't here and I'm still getting that. Jesus Christ.
I was preempting Chris from putting it out in the chat.
Cool.
But no, I mean, that could go really well for us if you tag @OrcSays. I think that's my Twitter. I don't use it really, but if you tag that, then I can reply and say, look, we did it for charity. We've still got 10 days to go on the charity. Please promote the charity. This is how much I've humiliated myself. But yeah, so
okay.
Oh, Chris, oh, sorry, I'm just seeing Chris just saying, yes, David, fucking humiliate me. I will never be able to go into the chat again and say, hail chat, hail mods, hail panel, without everybody going, fuck you.
Yeah.
TLJ supporter.
Oh, yeah, I got one movie here. It's definitely from when he was Larry Fishburne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, so what are we doing? Lawrence Fishburne?
Yep, that sounds like what it is.
Okay.
Well,
folks, please do me a favor.
Guys, thanks for coming by. And
Dave, let me sell your channel for a second.
Sure.
Let me sell your channel. Come on, God, you don't just go thanks, bye. Guys, if you've enjoyed this, please spread it around. Get your friends, get your family, get your fucking neighbor, get the random bloke you work with to watch one of these videos. Give this man a fucking thumbs up. Give this man a subscription. Trust me, it's always worth it when he has an orc on. But yeah, apart from that, this man is the fucking ledge, David March. He has dropped in he has helped me and Chris raise some serious fucking wonga for charity over the weekend that has just gone. He is a fucking legend. It is a fucking crime he is still at not even got 100 subs. So please, please, please spread the word. Give him some love, because he shows love to not just us, but everybody. This man has got a fucking heart of gold. And the problem is he's slowly chiseling that away to support other people. So let's give something back to him.
All right.
So please do. And I'm going to put the the charity link one time in the chat again, if that's okay, David.
Yep, go ahead.
And that link there is for the charity that he has supported so well. You can click on that and you can find out how much he's done. Everybody else, I mean, Bob even supported it. Fucking, yeah, he showed up for like 3 hours.
Yeah, it was good stuff. It was a lot of fun and really good cause, and you guys did a great job.
Yeah, we didn't do that good. I mean, I have to fucking do a karaoke now.
Yeah.
No. Small price to pay.
I have no shame after the short, which will be coming out in the next day or so.
But cool.
But Lawrence Fishburne will be our next one, folks. Make sure you've liked, subscribed, you've licked the bell, not my bell, but lick the actual bell button so that you get alerted whenever this man goes live. Because I'm pretty sure he's going to be starting up his film reviews soon or something. And do me a favor, support this man, because he is a true amazing human being.
Yep. All right.
So thank you ever so much for watching.
Yep. Have a good night, guys.
Good night, guys.